was talk of a possible fight versus Frank Martin, the undefeated lightweight. What is it about that fight that appeals to you?
Nah, nothing really. I mean, it's just more so like he was saying he's the big, like he's a top guy. He want to fight the best. Like he haven't even been challenged yet. So they could say this. I mean, they might say the same thing about me. I haven't been challenged yet. But y'all know my resume. Y'all know who got the best resume with 16 fights in the boxing, sport of boxing right now. And he said something on TV that I like this about. He said something on TV that night like, I got like 2 more fights in me this year. So I hit up Al and I told Al, let's cut that shit to 1. and we're gonna make it happen. And then they got him as a big puncher and chiller, whatever they got him as down as. They got him as he's somebody scary. So I want to test myself and show the world what I'm really about, and go up in weight to beat up on him and then go back down.
So what are the chances that fight actually happens next, in your opinion?
It's happening.
What's good, YouTube? It's KB with JusDueBoxing, back with another video. What y'all just heard right there was primetime Chris Colbert on the phone, giving his thoughts on the potential fight between him and Frank the Ghost Martin. Colbert is 16-1, just 25 years old. His last fight was in February of 26th of February. He lost a 12-round unanimous decision to Hector Luis Garcia, in a fight where he was dropped in the 7th round and pretty much dominated and outboxed the entire night. The scorecards was 108 to 119, 109 to 118 twice. Like, it was convincing. He got on his bike after being dropped. He kind of mentally gave up, and it was shocking to see him, not compete all the way into the end, especially with the kind of mouth he got. This dude talk a lot of trash, and to see him kind of cur out and, kind of just tap out mentally and quit wasn't a good look, but nonetheless, he hasn't fought since then. And, we all heard them, the rumors, and pretty much the promoter of Frank the Ghost Martin being Errol Spence pretty much saying that fight is done. And my thoughts is, I came across something very interesting, and that was, social media posts and exchange between Chris Colbert and Hector Luis Garcia. And it looked like to me, Chris Colbert might be trying to duck a fight with Frank Martin and instead get a rematch with Hector Luis Garcia, because he dropped an Instagram post, like I said, and I seen a little exchange between both of them, and I found it to be odd. It was kind of funny to see what they were saying. And, Colbert hopped in Hector Luis Garcia's comment section and said, yes, you won, champ. Let's run it back. Garcia responded by saying, everyone is possible now that I am world champion, and thanks to you, brother. And, Chris Colbert went on to say, it's not hard to make the fight. Tell your people to make it happen. And, Garcia responded by saying, my work team says that you will be another option later, depending on your comeback in your career. And Hector Luis Garcia went on to post that in his story, and he put an LOL with like laughing emojis, as if basically laughing Chris Colbert off because he know the ball is in his court. And now he's, the WBA super champion, after not only defeating Chris Colbert, but he also went on to defeat, Roger Gutierrez as well. So Hector Luis Garcia is now 16-0 with 10 knockouts. He's a southpaw. He's from the Dominican Republic. He's a hell of a fighter. The last fight was August 20th, like I was talking about. He had a 12-round unanimous decision over the champion at the time, and Roger Gutierrez, who Garcia dominated again. This was his second dominant performance, in my opinion. He beat him almost pretty much as convincingly as he beat Chris Colbert in a fight previous to that. The scorecards indicated it was 118 to 110, 117 to 111 twice. Like, it wasn't even close. Roger Gutierrez looked at flat. He was the younger fighter, but he came in looking like the much older fighter. Maybe it was the long layoff he had, but nonetheless, he was never able to really mount any type of attack that caused Garcia any problems, and Garcia went on to pretty much skate through that fight. You know, he couldn't really do nothing with Garcia. And, you know, now you got Chris Colbert, like I said, looking like he's trying to avoid a fight with Frank the Ghost Martin. We all know Frank Martin is 16-0. He got 12 KOs of his own. He's also a southpaw and trained by Derek James as well. Also Spence fighter. His last fight was July 9th. You know what I mean? And he got a 10th round TKO over the tough 19-2 Jackson Marinez. You know, he dropped him in the 9th and 10th round, pretty much ended the fight in the 10th. Got a TKO. But nonetheless, the fight was very competitive early on until Martin was able to find his distance and range. And then he was able to pretty much take over the fight. And once he hurt Jackson Marinez, you know, he pretty much stayed on him. And in the 10th round, he was able to get a much needed stoppage. And it was a very impressive win for me. You know what I mean? And, you know, Frank Martin just continues to impress. He's looking better and better. And it's no doubt in my mind that if he's going up against Chris Colbert next, Chris Colbert is going to be in some trouble. And I think he knew that, which is why he seems like he rather try to get a rematch with Hector Luis Garcia, probably hoping on a prayer that, you know, Garcia would just go to his team and give you the rematch. And you can tell by the tone of Hector Garcia's responses that his team is looking past you. They dominated you. The fight wasn't close. They dropped you. You went into that fight too cocky. You running your mouth saying you never been dropped. You never been hurt in a fight. You never been beat up. All these things. And you got right in there. You got beat up. You got dropped. And you got beat up some more. And you mentally checked out. Now it look like you in the comment section, you know, trying to negotiate a rematch with Garcia, knowing damn well you and Frank Martin need to be getting in the ring, because you already just said in that previous clip that this fight is happening. So how are you going to go back on your word? And the reason I said that, because this post is very recent. This ain't nothing old. This is way after this clip came out with him saying that fight is happening between him and Frank Martin. This exchange on social media was much after that. You know what I'm saying? So the clip was first with him telling everybody the fight is definitely happening. Now he's, you know, slick and sneakily trying to negotiate a rematch in Hector Luis Garcia comments on Instagram. And I found that to be something like a duck move, you know what I'm saying? Or just straight up trying to avoid quality smoke. You said you claim Frank Martin ain't never been tested. He think he's some big dog or whatever you said. And you said you would test him. You know what I mean? If he's not who he think he is, go in there and show him. Go beat Frank Martin up, get him out the way, and then maybe if you beat a Frank Martin, you could actually negotiate a fight maybe with a Hector Luis Garcia. Maybe you could earn a rematch, but you can't just off a dominant loss that you suffered against Garcia just think that's going to get you a rematch because you asked for it. That's simply not going to happen. You see, that man moved on to bigger and better things. And he went on to fight Roger Gutierrez, who you would have ended up fighting had you beat him. And now, because of that, he's the WBA super featherweight champion. You took in your first loss as a professional, and now you're on the outside looking in. So hopefully you a man of your word, primetime Chris Colbert, because I still got faith in you as a fighter. One loss ain't going to define your career. I think you could get back. Very young, just 25 years old. You know, continue to be confident, put that work in, talk your ish, and you know, keep applying pressure. But I think you got a tough task, a tall order in front of you if you and Frank Martin is getting in there next. And like you said, this fight is happening, so I expect to see it. And I'm looking forward to seeing it, because I definitely think it's going to deliver. Stylistically, this fight between y'all two would definitely deliver. Chris Colbert and Frank the Ghost Martin, no doubt in my mind, will be a very entertaining fight for as long as it lasts. And depending on what version of Colbert comes into the ring, it determines the outcome of the fight. In my opinion, I think, you know, Frank Martin is very skilled, man. I think he's skill for skill. He can do everything Colbert can do, and some things better. So remains to be seen that, but that's why we had these fights. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, like I said, you know, Colbert is a man of his word, and he gets in there with Frank the Ghost Martin next. And, you know, Hector Luis Garcia, he had a lot to say about Shakur. So maybe that's a fight for him and Shakur down the line. Shakur kindly take that strap off him. But that's my just do on it, man. Y'all get in that comment section as always. Let me know what y'all think, man. Do it look like Chris Colbert look like he trying to duck smoke, you know, with, you know, Frank Martin, and trying to negotiate a rematch with him and Hector Luis Garcia? Or is it just talk? You know what I mean? Look like he trying to avoid, you know, Frank Martin to me. But we'll see how it shakes out, man. And always get in that comment section and let me know if I gain primetime Chris Colbert, Frank the Ghost Martin, and Hector Luis Garcia. They just do, because that's what I always do over here at JusDueBoxing. Until the next one, I'm out. Peace.